Hey everybody, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the December 2019 tarot reading for the sign of Sagittarius. Now, apologies, I haven't been doing the tarot readings as frequently as usual. It's just I had a lot of problems technology-wise, especially with my laptop, so I wasn't actually able to upload the videos. So that's why I just had to deal with that first. But fingers crossed everything will be better moving forward, so I'll be able to do more readings as before. So let's just get stuck in and see what we can expect for you in the month of December, Sagittarius. So I'll be using the Wild Unknown Tarot as usual, just to let you know, in a Celtic cross style spread, and clarifying with the intuitive as always. So without further ado, just get stuck in. I'm also very conscious of the fact that these videos are quite long, so I don't want to waste too much time with unnecessary talk. Especially because the one I just did for Libra was like the longest video I've done so far, recorded wise. It's almost an hour long, so I really don't want the rest of these videos to be too long if I can help it. But of course, you know, whatever comes up needs to be discussed, right? So it was very, very in-depth, so it just was what it was. Oh yeah, if I sound weird and you see me sipping my drink, it's just because I'm sick right now, so just bear with me if I don't sound 100%. Because, yeah, unfortunately, there's flu going around at the moment. I'm getting the first symptoms of that, so I'm not feeling too well, so just bear with me. Okay. So, to begin with, in your present circumstances, you have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So strong earth energy. You're almost ready for a new beginning, but something has to close out first. You can't start the next chapter without closing the previous chapter. And you're kind of at that crossroads right now. You're in that uncomfortable position between something ending and something beginning. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll look at it. It's on a whole lot of levels though, like I feel like you're upgrading. I feel like you're stepping up in some way. There's been an upgrade. But you're in that transition period right now, so yeah, I'm really curious what that is, but I feel it quite strongly. Like you're closing a significant chapter in your life and you're about to embark on a new one. It's going to really challenge how you view things moving forward. So we'll have to see what that is. In your in the position of what's challenging you at this time, you have the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, because there's this back and forward, you know, like I said, you're stuck in place right now between the end of something and the beginning of something. So you kind of feel like you're being battered between the two states of being right now. But this is like encouraging you to just go with the process and know that things are moving as they're supposed to. The timing is as it should be. It's just that obviously you do need to address something that hasn't quite come to a close yet. So, you know, don't allow this feeling of being caught between two states to affect you moving forward, because when the time's right, you will get that nudge and you'll be ready to step forward. It's just that something needs addressing first. There's something you're still kind of unsure of how to finalize in some way, or you're unsure how to bring it to some kind of conclusion. And I think that's what's giving you that feeling of being stuck between the two states, because you don't know how to close a chapter out. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying my best. Okay. And then in your recent past, you have the Three of Wands. So, yeah, I mean, this is talking about, you know, seeking a window of opportunity, right? You see how it looks like even like a window, magic window. Okay, it's the creation of your own opportunities, the creation of your own reality. This number 3 is very potent, it's very powerful. It's the number of the ascended masters, it's the number of manifestation. It is the Holy Trinity in obviously Christianity, but beyond the religious concepts, the number 3 is very, very potent. It talks about the different aspects of self. For myself, from my own viewpoint, I see it as, you know, the higher self, the shadow self, and the ego, right? So that's the 3 coming together as one in order to create this window, this perfect window to the magical realm, to the ether, to you know, the astral plane, where real magic resides and where things can be manifested into reality. So I think recently you had an opportunity to really tap into that and to affect that in a way that's going to be more positive for you. So I think even if you did it unconsciously, maybe you were doing it through a dream state at night, or possibly when you're meditating, if you meditate, or doing yoga or some kind of activity, you got somehow into some kind of trance state, I feel, at some time. And that's when you made your desires known, either consciously or unconsciously. And with that in mind, you are starting to manifest a big change in your life. But before that can happen, something has to close first. That's what I'm getting really strongly from this so far. Again, this is obviously a general reading, so this is not going to resonate with everyone, so just take it if it applies. If it doesn't, that's fine. Maybe have a look at your chart, see what other placements you have, and maybe check out one of the other videos. But, you know, for those of you who this does resonate, keep going, because I think this is going to be quite a powerful reading for you. So yeah, in regards to the near future, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is the start of a new cycle. This is karmic change, right? This is the wheel turning in your favor, right? Not working against you, but for you. So again, I think the manifestation here in the recent past is coming to fruition very, very soon. It's just that obviously something needs to close out first for that newness, for that abundance to come in, right? So in regards to your feelings, you have the Star in reverse. It's funny because Libra had the Star in the upright in their feelings. You have in the reverse Sagittarius. And they did also have Sagittarian energy come up in their chart. Maybe you're connecting with a Libra. Or maybe you're moving away from a Libra. We'll look at that. Anyway, but this is strongly Aquarius energy, okay? And the Star really does talk about, you know, wish fulfillment, dreams, aspirations, highest hopes, prayers, right? All of that sort of thing, all that jazz. You got it in the reverse. And I feel like even though you are manifesting these changes, there's still something, like I said, that you have to address. Maybe part of that is your own fear or lack of feeling like you can accomplish what it is that you're trying to achieve. Or that you think that you've set the bar so high it's unobtainable. Or that the goal you have is unobtainable because it's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But don't be so sure of that. You know, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. But self-belief and belief in the seemingly impossible is really important at this time. So you really need to work on that, okay? Because you're on the cusp of manifesting what it is that you actually want. So it's really important that you don't allow that fear to overshadow what could be. Okay, it's really important that you keep your vibrations high, that you keep your mindset positive, and that you stay assertive. Okay, you have to be in that optimist mindset. Even if you don't feel particularly like it, you have to embody that and fake it until you actually feel it. Okay, you have to keep telling yourself, create mantras, create affirmations, you know, do things that put you in a more positive state so that you can manifest this change. Okay. So in regards to what's crowning you at this time, so what's within your power to affect, you have the 10 of Wands in reverse. So yeah, I think that, yeah, there's a lot of connections that are being addressed at this time. Lots of pathways that are being explored and, you know, figured out. There's a lot of things you've done in the recent past and even further on. You've tried a lot of things, some things didn't work out. You've had a lot of connections or relationships that didn't quite work out. You know, I feel like a lot has happened in your life up until this point, and it hasn't quite gelled in the way that you hoped it would. But I think a lot of that is coming to an end. I think you've reached the end of a karmic cycle with many of these connections. So don't be surprised if all of a sudden you start to see people falling by the wayside, you know, friends, even possibly family members, acquaintances, people, that sort of thing. Because, yeah, there's a big chapter that's being closed down, and a lot of people don't actually have a place where you're going, right? They don't have a place in your life where you're moving towards what it is that you're moving in that direction of. I'm trying to word this right. I'm doing a terrible job. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So the thing that you're moving towards, you know, whatever situation that you're creating, they don't have a place in that. You know, a bunch of people don't. So some of those connections are being removed, you know, purposefully. It's not even by your hand in a lot of cases. So in some situations, yes. With some people, yes. But in a lot of people that are falling by the wayside, that's the universe literally moving them out of the way, because they don't have a place where you're going. They're just creating another unnecessary obstacle, right? So they're literally being moved to the side, just like brushed like this, you know. Gently, but still moved to the side, you know. It's that sort of energy. But it's a process, so it's taking time, but it's just being aware that it's not being done against you, it's being done for you, okay? And that you have more control over the relationships in your life than you think. So if you feel like there are connections that are not doing you well, if you feel like there's connections that are lost that you want back in your life, take the initiative, right? Do something about it. So in regards to the advice, you have the High Priestess in reverse, okay? So yeah, It could be that you feel like you can't trust in what is being communicated to you through the what I call the knowing, as many of us do. Yeah, I feel like you are getting downloads, you are getting information through, you know, from the universe directly downloaded into your consciousness, right? That stream of information is flowing through you, but you feel like you can't trust your intuition. You feel like you're not trusting of that information because you don't know exactly where it's coming from, and you're afraid because you may be receiving it in a way that you're not used to receiving it, or you've never received that before and it's the first time for you, or you've never had it with this level of potency before. But like I said, I feel like you are being upgraded, many of you, and that you're being asked here to trust again in your intuition, because it is going to be pretty much on point. Maybe not right now, but by the time you do walk into this new chapter, your intuition is going to be at an all-time high, and you are going to be on point, okay? So you will be able to trust in it again. Maybe you felt like you couldn't in the past because you didn't necessarily make the right decisions, but I feel like it's not because your intuition was wrong, but I think it's because your ego took over and managed to talk you out of certain decisions, right? Or made you approach it differently to what your intuition would have told you, right? So I think it's not a case of, you know, not listening to your intuition because that's wrong. I think it's just a case of that your ego got the better of you, actually. So yeah, don't be afraid to tap into that. It's really important, because that is going to serve you very well in the, you know, months and years to come. So in regards to your external influences at this time, you have the Page of Wands. So this is your energy, okay? Fire energy. Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, right? So it could be that you're connecting with a lot of fire signs at this time, as well as yourself. Obviously, you are being elevated at this point. You are being tapped to create your reality, okay? This is also the energy of a creator, a student, you know, someone who's learning how to do these things, to create, you know, the environment they wish to have, to create the kind of connections they want to have, to create abundance and beauty in their life. It's that energy, right? So you're learning how to do that through those that are going to be appearing around you. Okay, there's going to be people that you see that are able to do that in their life, and you're going to take note of what it is they're doing. You're going to be inspired by what they've created or what they're doing or what they've achieved. And you're going to take that as a source of inspiration for the kind of life you want to create, what you're trying to step towards. Okay, so you may meet someone who's already on that journey, and they're going to inspire you when you start your own. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling with that. So in relation to your hopes, you have the Page of Swords in reverse, so air energy. Okay, so I think you're just hoping that things will just become apparent to you, that you don't have to go back and forth with it in your mind anymore, that things will just sort of happen around you, and that you're not going to be forced to take action, that you're not going to be forced to communicate things that you don't want to communicate, that it's just kind of happen around you. But that's not really realistic, I'll be honest with you. That's what I'm feeling with this. Like, you're kind of hoping that you don't have to be the first one to take a step forward. You don't have to be the first one to speak up. You don't have to be the first one to acknowledge something. But I'm afraid I feel like you do. I don't know what that's about exactly. We'll look at that when we clarify. But I definitely get that feeling of, oh, I just don't want to. Like, I really don't want to be the one to do this, you know. Okay, and in regards to your fears, you've got the Two of Swords in reverse. So you're worried that you're going to be making a decision blindly, that you're not going to have all the facts, that you haven't thought every possible scenario through. So that if something goes wrong, you're going to look back and be like, oh my gosh, that was so obvious. Why didn't I see that coming? Why didn't I know that that would happen? It's so obvious to me now. So you're afraid that you'll end up in that place where you'll make a decision without seeing everything clearly, without having all the facts, and you're just going to be stuck with the decision you made. But again, both of these things are coming from a place of fear, which is not good right now for you, Sagittarius. You really need to address that. I won't be surprised when we get to the shadow work readings, pretty soon after I finish the monthly reads. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes up in your shadow reading, because it's going to be very, very, it's going to be very much at the forefront of what's going on for you right now. That's clear from this reading. And obviously the shadow work readings deal with, what's beneath the surface. It's the deeper aspects. It's the shadow side, okay? It's the moon being revealed. And at the time of the full moon, all of this shit comes up to the surface. That's why we do the work, so we can address it, and we're aware ahead of time, so when it does come up, it's not like an awful shock, right? We can actually deal with it there and then. So I wouldn't be surprised if this comes up again, Sagittarius, just saying. So in regards to the overall outcome, and again, I like to say this is a potential outcome because things are fluid, you have the Sun of Swords in reverse. So you've got a lot of swords in the last few cards, so a lot of air energy. You may have quite a lot of air in your chart, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But yeah, so with this energy, it's a case of knowing that some action needs to be taken, but not taking it. Being afraid to step forward too soon or too late. Not knowing when's the right time. Not knowing what's the right direction. Not knowing if you have control over any of the variables or not. It's just the unknown. That's what I feel like is being communicated here. This energy of everything's just unknown right now to me. So how can I possibly take a step towards this new chapter if I'm not sure about the previous one yet, how to close that off? Right? So it's just real uncertainty. That's what I'm getting here. But you have the potential of something very bright and beautiful on the horizon. That's what I don't understand, Sagittarius, where your your hesitancy comes from. But we'll have a look at that. So to clarify then, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse in position of your present circumstances. Yeah, why am I not surprised? You've got the Hermit and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So, yeah, I mean, this is the thing. You've got some serious introspective work to do at this time, because your fears are holding you back from obtaining this, okay? From getting everything that you ever wanted, closing the last chapter out and entering this new one of abundance, right? So you really have to go within. This is Virgo energy as well, by the way. So you really need to tap into that energy and go within to seek the answer, okay? To weigh up all your options. Tap into that knowing, that download you're getting, okay? Meditate on it. See what's being communicated with you at this time, and what it is you need to be aware of, so that you don't sabotage your own happiness with fear, right? So let's have a look then in regards to your feelings. The Star in reverse, Aquarius energy. Ooh, okay. So you have the High Priestess and the Six of Wands in reverse. So again, you see how, like, in the advice you had this in reverse, and in your feelings you have it in the upright. So your intuition is definitely kicking off full time, you know. It's working overtime right now, but yeah, you're afraid to trust in it though, I feel. You feel like if you rely too much on this knowing and your intuition and, you know, getting excited about the potential, that you won't actually get it, that actually you'll feel defeated, and that actually, even though in your mind's eye you were so sure and you could visualize it, it didn't actually come to pass. And you would feel so defeated by that. You'd feel so disappointed if that happened. But again, this is coming from a place of fear. This is like, oh, what if everything goes wrong? It's like, well, what if everything goes right? You know, have you considered that? So, I don't know what to tell you, man, seriously. But yeah, sorry, I wanted to clarify this as well first. So the Two of Pentacles in the position of your challenge. But I'm getting that. I'm getting just this pessimistic, like, view of things, you know. We need to address that. So yeah, to clarify the Two of Pentacles, what is challenging your challenges, you have the Queen of Wands, so this is your energy, Sagittarius, fire energy, and you have the Hierophant in reverse. So it's really a case of trusting that you have what it takes to get the job done, okay? That you are very creative, that you have a great imagination, you have a great way of looking at things, you can manifest things, you can create stuff, okay? You have the tools, you have the skills, you have the vision to make what you want real, okay? So it's trusting that you are the person for the job, you know, and not relying on someone else, or feeling like someone else is above you in some way. It's not true, okay? You have what it takes to do the work. So you need to believe in yourself. That's the key thing here, self-belief, right? So what about then the Ten of Wands in reverse, in the position of what's crowning you, what's within your power to affect in the month of December? Okay. So you have the Two of Wands in reverse, and you have the Emperor, Aries energy, more fire energy. So it could be that you're walking away from an Aries because they triggered you in ways that made you feel like you weren't within your power, that you were not balanced, and that you didn't have the same level of confidence that you once had, because this person was very confident, was very self-assured, was very commanding. Maybe they were like a business owner, maybe they had a very high position work-wise. It could even be a boss, actually. It could be someone that you was working for that made you feel less than, because you would try to advance and they would hold you back, or they didn't recognize your achievements, they didn't recognize your worth, they didn't recognize what you brought to the table. So it made you feel very unconfident, it made you feel like your self-esteem dropped because of this individual, because, you know, they were very stubborn, probably much older than you, so they were very set in their ways of how they do things. So when you tried to suggest something new, they would just downplay it, I feel. Yeah, I feel like this could be a father figure as well, that you try to communicate your ideas, your goals, your aspirations to your father, and he's just not receptive at all to your ideas or your plans. They think he's childlike, they think it's silly, they think it's a waste of time, they think it's like not going to make any money, or whatever it is, right? I feel like there is some kind of masculine figure in your life that's older than you that has made you feel like you can't accomplish this. And that's why you're kind of wanting to close the door on this person as well, because you know that it's just feeding into this negative image that you have of yourself at this time and of your abilities. Is there anything else in regards to this that Sagittarius needs to hear? Yeah. So this thing, this back and forth communication that's really bruised your ego is what's preventing you from moving forward, is what's stopping you from taking the first steps towards what it is that you're trying to accomplish here. But something's going to be revealed. There's something that you're not seeing. What is it that Sagittarius is not seeing in regards to this? Oh gosh. Okay. So you have the Devil card, the Ten of the Ten of Cups, and the Nine of Wands in reverse. So yeah, what you're not seeing is that this thing, this communication, this, oh, but what if that happens and this is a silly idea, and oh no, we're not doing it like this. All of that comes from a place of fear itself. The person that you're looking up to, that you see as above you, is actually full of fear themselves, okay? That's why they're projecting that shit onto you. That's not even you. That's the crazy thing. That's what's becoming apparent. I was wondering, like, where is all this coming from? Because I don't feel like you feel that in your core, but you are, you know, embodying the energy. You're taking the energy on, and it's coming from this person, right? If this reading resonates with you, then I'm telling you, this is coming from this person. They're projecting their own fear and their own disillusionment and you know, just narcissism on you, because they don't want to see you succeed. They don't want you to be better than them, right? That's the crazy thing. That's the thing you don't know, but you do now, okay? And you got the Nine of Wands in reverse, because this person, as much as they're not trying to actively place obstacles in front of you, they're trying to make you aware of all the things that could go wrong, because they don't want to see you progress, right? They don't want to be proved wrong. That's the thing. And with the Ten of Cups, yeah, it's been a real emotional time for you. There's been a lot of things that, you know, you've had to process. And while you have admiration for this person, while, like, if they're a family member, you love them, excuse me, you know, you're kind of done with it as well. You know, it just makes you feel like shit. So you just want a new start. You want a fresh beginning. Okay, so let's have a look at your recent past then. That Three of Wands here. This window of opportunity that you've been manifesting for yourself. Ooh. Okay, so you've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Nine of Swords. So again, it's that fear, the anxiety, the stress, the concern, you know, sleepless nights, the constant just like worry that it's not going to come together, that you can't move forward. You know, you see how you got the Two of Pentacles again, but this time in reverse. So because of that fear, you're not acting upon it. Even though you've set your intentions, you're not acting upon it at this time. Even though you know what it is that you want, you know what's going to make you happy, you know what's going to make you feel like you're accomplished, right? You know what it is, but you're not acting upon it because you're afraid. You're not acting upon it because you're afraid. You're concerned of all the possible things that could go wrong, right? That's the reality. You're afraid of what could go wrong. So let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune here in the position of your near future, because things are changing. I'm telling you, like, this is not going to stay the same. Okay, so you got the Strength card. Why am I not surprised? That's Leo energy. And you've got the Seven of Cups in reverse. So here it's like the universe is communicating, like, listen, your wishes is being heard, right? It's being fulfilled. There's only one clear direction here. You know, even though there's many things you could ask for, you asked for something very specific, okay? And it's being brought to you, but it's going to take time and it's going to take work on your part. So you need to be strong, okay? You need to, you know, step up to the plate. You know, step up to the plate. Be the person that you want to be. Embody the energy that you think belongs to what it is that you're trying to accomplish, okay? You need to realign in order to get there. So it's asking you to step up because basically the universe knows that you can do it. It's well within your reach. It's just you have to realize that, Sagittarius, that, you know, you have the power, right? As funny as that sounds, it's true. You have the power. You just don't know it. Yeah. Because you don't know it, you're not manifesting things further. You can put your wishes out there and that's it. Okay? But you need to be backing it with action. You need to be backing it with intention. You know? Your actions have to reflect that. Your thoughts have to reflect that. Your words have to reflect that, okay? It's on all levels. So, let's clarify the High Priestess in reverse here in the position of your advice. Okay, oh, gosh, that's a lot. Okay, I think these three are clearly the ones I was supposed to take. Alright, so we've got the Three of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and the Lovers in reverse. So yeah, we've got Gemini energy here also. So with this combination, I feel like, yeah, you're constantly looking over the horizon, like, what do I do? Like, what is it that I'm missing? How is it that I'm not creating this thing in my life? How is it that I'm not able to bring it into my life, make it happen? There's something I'm clearly missing. There's a trick here. There's something I'm lacking. There's something I don't have. What is it that I don't have that other people have? What is it that I need that I don't have? You know, is it a person? Is it someone else that I need to help me with this? You know, is it because, like, for some of you, you may be single, so you may be thinking, oh, maybe it's because, you know, I'm not with someone. You know, if I was with someone, then I would have that support and it'd be much easier, but I'm on my own and, you know, it's hard to stay motivated when things keep going wrong, or, you know, I have negative people around me, blah, blah, blah. Or it could be a case of that, yeah, you're just really unsure and unconfident in yourself right now. You know, your shadow is kind of taking over a bit, so this balance between yourself, the two aspects of yourself, is at war with your ego, right? You see is in reverse how there's like three people, and I feel like where they're sort of, if you were in your power, they'd be communicating as they are here. But when it's in the reverse, I feel like they are pulling on the ego. The higher self and the shadow self are pulling the ego, okay? And I feel like you're at war with yourself right now more than anything else. Because you're thinking there's something you're missing. There's something out there that you need to get in order to be good enough to achieve what you want to achieve, and that's bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm just going to tell you how it is. It's bullshit. Everything you ever needed, you already had. I'm telling you, everything you ever needed, you already possess. You just don't know it yet. You know? I'm not talking about in terms of like if there's a specific tool you need or a specific sum that you need. That can be got, okay? But in terms of where you think, oh, I don't have that, but what, like there's some quality, or, you know, how do I obtain these things so I can get there? It's like, well, it starts with the self. In order to get the money, get the tools, get the environment, get the, you know, right partners, or, you know, people involved, whatever. It starts with you first, okay? That's what you need to be aware of. It starts with you. So in regards to your external influences, the Daughter of Wands here, which is the Page of Wands, you have, okay, oh gosh, more came out than I thought. Eight of Swords, so again, feeling stuck. King of Wands, okay, so that's your energy, that's your energy. Sagittarius, you also have a power couple here, just to let you know. So there may be someone coming in very, very soon if they aren't already in your life. Some of you are already with this person that's really on your level, and maybe that's creating a little bit of fear as well because you're terrified of losing this person. But if you haven't met them yet, or if you have met them but you're not with them yet, that's going to come together pretty soon, I feel. So yeah, this is you in your element. You got the Four of Cups, so, you know, emotional fulfillment being offered to you by the universe. So it is coming in. And the World card, you know, the new cycle, the end of the chapter, abundance coming in, right? So you feel stuck, you feel like you can't move forward, but that's illusionary, okay? You have to take on this apprentice mode. You have to absorb information. You have to try things out, okay? Take action. You know, you do that and you'll start to step towards this energy instead. And with that energy, if you embody that energy, then you'll attract this energy, okay? The person that you want to be with. And don't worry about the genders and what order they apply. Like, this is just, you know, in terms of the spiritual energy that it represents, the divine feminine and masculine. It's like the divine feminine of the fire energy, divine masculine of fire energy, okay? It's people that are embodying those kind of energies at that present time. Bearing in mind, this can change, even though this is your element, okay? So don't get hooked up on that, is what I'm saying. So, yeah, there's something is being brought in to help basically kick you up the arse and get out of this state of, you know, oh, I'm not good enough, or this is never going to happen. The universe is going to give you a boot up the arse and say, listen, this is what's coming, okay? Here you go. Do something about it. So, I don't blame it, to be honest. I mean, I'm just doing you a reading and I'm already getting flustered. It's like, why, Sagittarius? Stop with the sabotage, okay? Self-sabotage. Because good things are on the horizon. You just have to believe it, you know? Okay, so what about this Daughter of Swords then in reverse in the position of your hopes? Oh, so you got the Sun, Leo energy, okay? So that's twice Leo's energies come up. So you may be dealing with a Leo because it is a Queen of Wands. So it could be a Leo that you're connecting with. Or you may have Leo in your chart. But yeah, you want this beautiful new beginning, you know, but you just kind of want it to just happen. You're tired of waiting, you're tired of watching things kind of not quite go to plan. You just want it to happen. You just want it to be here and now. But how can that happen when you're not taking action, Leo? Yeah. You know, you're moving so slowly here with the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles. You're moving so bloody slowly. Then you've got the Eight of Wands as well. It's like, what can, I mean, I feel like this is kind of the energy you need to be stepping in, where you're more assertive, maybe even being a little bit aggressive, but in the right way. Rather than just slow, like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do the little, maybe I'll do this today, and maybe next week I'll look at that, and, you know, oh, this hasn't happened yet, so there's really no point in me doing this. It's like, no, you need to fucking get your gallop on with this horse, okay? Get moving. So, what about the Two of Swords in reverse here, and the thing that you're basically terrified that will fuck up if you make a decision and act upon, whatever it is? Okay. Yeah. You are afraid that you will be left in the dust, that it will go to shit, that you'll lose the love of your life, you'll lose everything you've worked for, and you'll be left in the dark with a broken heart. This is essentially what this is. You're afraid that you are going to be lost and alone and hurting if you make a decision, if you take control of your life. Sagittarius, what the hell? Like, seriously, I'm not trying to be harsh, I'm not trying to be, you know, but this is not the energy I would expect for you. And this is your month. We're in your season, okay? So this is the time for you to be putting in all of that, you know, beautiful, positive energy and reaping the benefits of that. And you're just doing the complete opposite, you know? You're not communicating your true feelings on anything towards anyone. You're not acting upon any of this. And you're just allowing your fear to win, and it's making you miserable. So you really need to address this, okay? I can't tell you the best way to approach it. Only you know what works for you. But all I can say is that, you know, if you have to make all the mantras in the world, if you have to make affirmations, if you have to meditate twice as much, if you have to exercise more, if you need to start opening up more, which I think you definitely do all that, because this is not healthy for you, okay? You need to start believing in yourself. You know, believe in miracles, man, I'm telling you. It's the season for miracles, isn't it? Okay, so clarifying the Sun of Swords in reverse, so this is your potential outcome for the month. You have the Ace of Pentacles and the Tower. Now you probably see the Tower and you're bricking it, right? Because you're like, oh my gosh, I have this amazing new beginning where everything can go right, and then it all fucks up and I lose everything. That's not what's being communicated here. What's being communicated here is that all of this shit that you're hanging on to is going to be destroyed. It's going to be completely annihilated so that you can have this beautiful new beginning, okay? All of this toxic stuff that you're hanging on to is going to be just cut down. The universe is not having it anymore. It's just going to literally give you like a shock treatment, okay? So it's just going to start removing shit from your life that you don't need. And then you're gonna kind of be forced to realign. Yeah, someone's gonna come in very passionately towards you as well with this King of Cups, and that might give you some, you know, that might be part of the thing that gives you the well-needed shake-up. Maybe this Queen of Wands gets a bit tired of your bullshit of not just being honest and coming forward with what you really want. So she might just come to you and say, listen. I mean, I say she because it's the Queen, but it can be male or female. It doesn't matter. Like, this person will come to you and say, listen. Right? I'm tired of messing around and waiting and wondering what you want, you know. I've been on the sidelines waiting all this time. This is how I feel. Deal with it, okay? If you want me, let me know. If not, let me know so I know what to do. And then you're going to be, you know, you're going to have to then do something. You'll be like, oh my gosh, okay, this person actually does really like me. What do I do, you know? Okay, I want this, so I have to go for it, right? It's going to give you the boot up the arse to take action. And then maybe from there, you'll start acting upon other things as well. So it could be the potential for a very beautiful relationship is the thing that puts fire up your ass again and gets you moving forward. Which is good, because you need to get back into your energy, Sagittarius. You've been in a slump long enough. Any last parting advice for dear Sag before we end the reading? It's all been pretty clear, actually. I'm glad this one wasn't crazy long, because I think it's not necessary. The message is very like screamingly clear. Okay, so Ten of Swords, you know, let go of this pain that you're carrying, okay? All this fear, anxiety, past heartbreak, past disappointments, toxic relationships, okay? You know, people that bring you down. Let go of it all. Let go of it. You do that and things will start to balance out. Things will start moving in your favor. But you have to let go of this negativity. You have to let go of all the bad shit that you've been telling yourself all this time. Because it's not true. And the universe wants to show you how good it can be. But first, it has to start with you. You have to start doing the work. And then the universe can come in and show you that good things can happen. Okay, so that's it, Sag. I know it was a bit like, you know, I was a bit more rough on you guys, but only because it's with love, okay? I always do it only with love, and that's because I want you to succeed, okay? I might not know you personally, but honestly, I want you to do well. I want you to see your potential. This is why I do these readings, okay? So that it helps you to realize what you truly are, you know, and what you're capable of. It'd be such a waste if you went through life never knowing that, okay? So I do it simply because I want the best for you, alright? So yeah, if this was helpful, please let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed it, do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the shadow work reading, but don't be surprised if some parts, if not many parts of this come up again. But it all depends on what you do between now and then, so we'll see. Okay, so take care for now.